Alright, so for recording purposes, looks like I started this one a little late. We're coming in on the light side's first turn. This is Monks playing light side versus Chunky Gorillas playing dark. The light side is leading with some Hoth. Looks like we see some resources and some vehicle protect. This hidden outpost is from 8, which is the defensive Yavin 4 set. It's pretty awesome. We're going to see some vehicles this game. Light side not looking like they got too many units. This is a sad place for a light side vehicle deck, especially with so much power for the dark side already on the table. Passing off to the dark side, who will start their second turn with the dial at 3. Capturing that second card, already stacking up the cards against the dark side, or against the light side. Moving to deployment, let's see what goodies this scum deck has to offer. Leading strong second turn with Zuckuss, the Gand Findsman. Zuckuss can be pretty potent, especially early game, especially with an open field. We're hoping that this turns out really well for the dark side. I love it when scum decks win. Of course, no surprise there, Jawa Scavenger hitting the table. That can be really devastating for vehicle decks, especially this one, which has some answers but not too terribly many direct damage answers for those types of units. Alright, and with that, the dark side player passes their turn. This can be pretty devastating for the light side if they don't get some units soon. Monks discarding a Bamboozled last turn, and the Hoth Survival Gear this turn. That's probably a great idea considering it's only going to get 1 extra defense at this point. So we see a second Renegade Squadron here. So we've got 2 and 3, so no new information as to whether or not the dark side or the light side is playing 2 copies or 1. But it looks like we're also going to see some attack pattern delta as we see Rogue Leader from the attack pattern delta set now hitting the table. And Blue Leader, wow. Lots of crazy vehicles on the table. This is going to get pretty interesting. Blue Leader, of course, is like a mini Home 1, although more fragile, has got great damage icons and a pretty fantastic effect, and not too bad force pips either. Already looking like a very interesting build here from Monks. Alright, so momentarily moving here into conflict. Monk's only having, of course, 2 cards left because he tosses the Cloud City guest quarters to pay for Blue Leader. So, question for the community: is tossing resources turned to a good idea for for light side vehicle decks? Alright, going big. We'll see what the light side can do. Dark side, of course. Light side striking with one escort, rogue leader, and blue leader. That's a lot of leadership. In this strike, got Galactic Scum, Zuckuss, and the Jawa Scavenger. Monk's, of course, taking advantage of the fact that he's got Hoth Operations out. Dark side throwing one in. Let's see what he does. He's going to throw one in the edge as well. Alright. Let's see how this edge battle plays out. Alright, so 2-1. Let's see what happens here. Twist of Fate. Let's see what the light side played. Oh, he plays a 2. So there's still some hope here for the light side to regain that. So that's, of course, 1 and a 0 in the Astromech droid, but the twist will reset this edge battle. I hope we're not having technical difficulties again here. Gotta love playing online sometimes. Gotta get through the silliness of triggers and cards not working properly. Let's see what happens here in this next edge, but in this re-edge battle. Alright, everybody emptying their hands into this edge. Let's see what happens. 4, 5, unless that's got a 4, which it won't. Or that's 4. He's got to get a 5 to win, so he's got to see 4 there. I think that's going to spell demise for the edge winning for the light side on this one. Alright, looks like Monks is having some tech issues here. Yeah, Battle of Hoth would be pretty fantastic, but it won't win the edge battle, unfortunately. It is Battle of Hoth. Look at that. Well, that was definitely a well-played edge battle, although it just did not work out for the dark side here. Let's see what happens. Alright, so Zuckuss will strike first, dealing damage. I'm assuming he's gonna stack that card underneath the Feynman's Intuition, which will help him to maintain the force struggle here. So here goes Blue Squadron support. Oh no, he's going to use the tactic icon from Zuckuss. Capturing a card. Zuckuss does a whole lot, so we'll see where it goes. Yep, places that under Feynman's Intuition. Most likely the tactic on Blue Leader. Yep. And of course to protect keeping Rogue Leader alive. So now we'll see these two striking, Rogue Leader and Renegade Squadron. I'm assuming he'll strike with Rogue Leader first. Yep, that was the right move. And he'll tactic down the Rogue Sentry, or the Rogue Support Squad. The Escort, that's what they're called. Alright. Alright, so moving on to Force Phase. We'll see the dark side maintaining the force struggle yet again, that dial ticking up to 5. Now that he's turned on Feynman's Intuition, this game is going to get even more difficult for this light side vehicle deck, which traditionally does not have a lot to commit to the force. So let's see what Chunky does with the new fresh hand here. I would love to see a Slave 1 hit the table. That would just make my day. Alright, so Med Freeman Kalu, we're definitely going to see Java. There's the barge, the Pleasure Barge, and of course a second Galactic Scum. So those are both from the same set, so we might only see one of them in the deck. But at least now the dark side has some strike capability on the table. The Pleasure Barge, of course, it's got 2 Objective Blast on it and is elite, and by the way its reaction is pretty nice for untacticking or making ready units for the side. Alright, Monks is gonna let Chunky Gorilla's Dark Strike go through. That's gonna deal 4 damage to that objective unless he's got something crazy like a target of opportunity, which he won't. But he will take another card and probably place it under Feynman's Intuition, which will really just make taking the force for the dark side or for the light side correction a nigh impossibility with 2 under Feynman's Intuition. For those of y'all who don't know, the Fireman's Intuition says this objective contributes X force icons to your side during the force struggle. X is the number of captured cards here. He now has 2. Zuckuss helping to really bury the rogue leader. And that's a lot of damage from just 2 units. Especially coming from a scum build. Alright, let's see what the light side player does here. Alright, Monks refills his hand. Fresh hand. Could be good, especially since 2 of his strikers are down and his 2 protectors are have halfway chewed through the damage they can protect. Alright. There's the Snow Speeder launch bay, of course, from the same objective set as the Rogue Leader. No surprises there. Of course, we'll see what if Monks remembers about the tactic icon on Jabba's Pleasure Barge, though it won't do much because the Pleasure Barge is elite. So we had a misdraw here. Monks is offering Chunky Gorillas the choice of what to do with this extra card. Alright, sorry I don't have a lot of commentary tonight, gentlemen. On a personal note, I'm tired. It was a long day. But I'm glad to be watching some Star Wars. Alright, so we've got we've got Wedge Antilles. Is he going to be coming in as a unit? He is coming into play as a unit. Outstanding. Oh, no. There we go. On Blue Leader. That's what I like to see. It's worth more damage right now, I think. That was a good play, I think, by Monks to place it on Blue Leader. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Alright, so with 4 and 4, the dark side or the light side might actually be able to get some damage through, more than just 1 this time around. Blue Leader and Renegade Squadron Escorts are going against Feynman's Intuition That's definitely a good move. Looks like Chunky Gorillas is probably going to want to use the slave trade. Yep. Give him a comparable card advantage here. We'll see how it plays out. That's a lot of tactics on defense there. That's also enough damage to kill off the blue leader, which would be good for the dark side, not good for the light side. Alright, so we're at 2 and 2. Dark maintaining their advantage here. Putting a third in the edge stack here by Monks, the light side player, followed by 3 from Chunky Gorillas for the dark on the dark side. Monks passes on the edge. Chunky Gorilla puts a 4th into the stack. Monks has now got a pretty difficult choice to make. Oh, there he goes. 1, 2, 3. We've got 3, 4, and 5 for the light side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the dark side. We're going to see Battle of Hoth pull 1 damage off of Hoth operations. But it won't be enough for the dark side, or for the light side, to get a strike through with the blue leader this turn. So a question from the Twitch feed here about, do I think edge battles in Octagon versus in real life play different? I think that the only real difference is the fact that it's a lot quicker to look at what your opponent has already played. That, for example, what's in their discard pile. But otherwise, I think that they play pretty much exactly the same. Alright, so no real damage getting through against Feynman's intuition, and the light side passes the turn to the dark side, who has a whole slew of units on the table. Alright, Chunky Gorillas getting a fresh hand, dial at 7. This game is going to move pretty quickly unless the light side can really lay on some damage this turn. Alright, so we've got prize possession. This is, of course, from Jabba's set, being 81. And now we see the Krayt Dragon. There's a lot of damage on the table, damage potential right now on the table for the dark side. I like where this dark deck is going. We'll see what he does with his time. Alright, so here it comes. Yep, clicked too quickly through that. This really will see the end of the Hoth operation, although we could potentially be seeing a second here coming into play. Of course, Zuckuss taking his third card and placing it under his own objective. I really like pulling off this combo. It just makes it so nice. And for the dark side, but makes a pretty easy target. Not easy target, but a pretty easy target to choose for the light side. The question is, are we going to see a Crate Dragon Spice Visions slice right now? Nope. Because it doesn't matter, it's enough to take out defensive gathering. That's 2 objectives in 1 turn by a scum deck. Gotta love it. From the Twitter feed here, or the Twitch feed, I've actually been playing Mon Mothma as well, right now, but mostly experimenting with Jan Orr's objective set, and it just seems to fit really well with Mon Mothma. So the Darks are having a pretty devastating turn that time, cooking the dial up to 10, and Monks concedes. Well, I have to agree, those are some fantastic games. I love seeing both Dark decks win, especially right now. Yep, I agree. 2 DS ones is pretty fantastic. All right. So, any last questions from the Twitch world out there? Last call for questions. All right. Well, brothers, this was feature match for round 5 of the online tournament. Again, thanks a lot for tuning in and for watching. I hope that the games were fun to watch, and that you learned something about the game. If you don't know anything about it, feel free to get a hold of me directly or follow the links on the YouTube page. Have a great one, guys, and we'll talk to y'all later.